What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kev over at Screen Squad. Running solo today. It's okay. Andy will be back. I promise. Everything is fine. Sometimes people just get busy. However, I will be here to inform you on all things entertainment today. Starting up, we got the NBA Finals. Game 3 was last night. It was a frustrating finish for Luka and the Mavs. Wednesday night, losing the third straight game against the Celtics, falling down 0-3. 3 games in the NBA Finals. To make matters worse, the Mavs were in the midst of a massive comeback in the fourth quarter. I wasn't sure at one point they were down 15. Wasn't looking promising. Luka got fouled out. Even prior to Luka getting fouled out, they started a run. And they were trailing by 21. However, that comeback was stopped short after Luka was called for a 6th foul on a controversial blocking call. It was a good call on the foul, but just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. Luka was fouled out of the game, and Kyrie just didn't have enough in the bag to will the Mavericks to the win. After the game, Luka, he had a few words. He just said, "We got to be better." That's a fair assessment when you're in the NBA Finals and you're on the verge of getting swept by the Boston Celtics. Last week, I remember telling Andy that I wasn't sure if there was a possibility of the Mavs being swept. He said no. If Dallas doesn't pull their heads out of their asses, they're going to get swept in the NBA Finals. And what that does to the psyche of the Mavs as a team, I'm afraid of what will come after that. But had he not fouled out, I mean, it's no guarantee that the Mavs would have won. They were not shooting good from beyond the arc. Those stats: field goal percentage, 44, free throw percentage, 88, three-point percentage, 36. 36 is not going to win you a game. And I watched some wild shots from beyond the arc that just weren't even close. I mean, I don't know. It's just like they were in it. The final score, they ended up losing 106-99. But it wasn't the best showing by them. And it hasn't been this entire series. But that doesn't, the way they've been performing doesn't say too much, because look at who they're going up against. They're going up against the Boston Celtics, a team that honestly from the beginning of the season had it all. They're well-rounded. They got scorers in everybody. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Wyatt. Everybody came through at the end to give them that little bit of a cushion at the end to seal the deal. But Game 4, I believe it's tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. If they get swept, they get swept. If not, it's going to be interesting going back into Boston and trying to keep the series alive. But now they're down 3-0. Every game is do or die from here on out. So hopefully they can pull it together and make this a little bit more exciting of a series. Leading up, Panthers are up 2-0 on the Edmonton Oilers, with Game 3 taking place tonight. That is right, tonight in Edmonton. What a first 2 games by the Florida Panthers, winning 3-0 in Game 1 and then winning 4-1, I believe it was, in Game 2. Bobrovsky looks to be standing on his freaking head, you know. It's pretty exciting to see it. I'm loving it. I'm not loving the Oilers getting spanked by the Panthers right now. I would like to see a little bit of a fight out of Edmonton. And a Stanley Cup for Edmonton would silence all the yeah, but conversations regarding superstar Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and they would etch their own names among the franchise's greats from 5 prior Cup teams. Realistically, though, you look at Edmonton and what they got as far as Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. They got stars, but outside of those stars, they're just an average team. And then you look at Florida, who has that star-level caliber on every line, and that extends to the goaltending, with Bobrovsky killing it. Dude is a wall in he's a wall in the NHL Finals, or even the whole playoffs. Bobrovsky honestly deserves a cup. I'm excited to see what happens tonight in Edmonton. Let's see if Connor McDavid can finally get on the board. He had an assist in their only goal in the finals so far. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know, both the NBA finals and the NHL finals are starting to look very one-sided, if you know what I mean. In other news, we got a cover athlete from Madden 25. Personally, I feel like it should be called Madden 25 2 because there was a previous Madden 25. If you all remember, it was the 25th anniversary of Madden. But our cover athlete for Madden 25 is none other than Christian McCaffrey. I love that decision. I know my guy was on the cover last year, and while he didn't quite get hit with the Madden curse, he kind of did because we all saw how the season ended. We're not going to get into that. No. However, McCaffrey is the cover athlete. The 49ers made it to the Super Bowl. They almost had it. Then obviously, Pat Mahomes and squad rounded out the win at the end. Shifting back into NHL talk, Aesthetics reports the Minnesota Wild are rebranding back to the Minnesota North Star colors. So that like bright green and the bright yellow. I love that idea. I can't wait to see what it looks like. What else we got? You got the Anaheim Ducks are getting rid of the ugly D logo and going back to the Mighty Duck logo, but in the current colors, which that should be exciting. In other news, we're going to shift talks into wrestling now. We have an official countdown surrounding Uncle Howdy, guys. Uncle Howdy has been teased since the Monday after WrestleMania, if you guys remember. QR code after QR code after QR code after QR code after QR code. It's been nonstop QR codes. Well, thankfully, the last QR code, which is Monday Night Raw, leads to a countdown. Now, the countdown ends Monday, June 17th at 9 p.m. Hopefully, now I say hopefully because it's been a lot of nothing lately. Are we actually going to get the arrival of Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six? Or just Uncle Howdy? What's going to happen? Like I said, it seems to be happening on Monday Night Raw. It'd be interesting how they show up as far as who they decide to go after, or if they're just going to show up Bray Wyatt Extreme Rules style and just stand there with the crowd staring at him and cheering at him. But I can't imagine that's the case with the way these teases have been going. It feels like they're going after somebody or everybody. And I saw something that said, what a great way to stop Jey Uso from winning Money in the Bank than have Uncle Howdy be the reason. I've been very vocal about how I feel Jey Uso would be the perfect first candidate, if you will, to be a target of Uncle Howdy and his people because of the whole Firefly connection, and Jay's become way popular, and he's not a champion, so you would avoid the Fiend conundrum of putting him in the championship spotlight right away, or at all. I'm excited for this now. Like, we got a countdown. Do I think the countdown is kind of dumb? Yes. Personally, I feel like this should all be a surprise. Like, the teases were fine, but the countdown, I just feel like now you got a staple you got to live up to, if you will. Like, if you don't deliver, it's going to fall short, especially with the live crowd, Corpus Christi, Texas. But this crowd will be hot following what comes this Saturday, which is Clash at the Castle, which I am very much looking forward to. I don't know about you guys, but we're going to get into that a little bit. Here is the official card, all right? I believe we're going to have a little bit more to be announced, but I'm pretty sure it's rounded out as far as the matches. You got Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, the women's tag team champions, in a triple threat tag match against Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and the team of Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I love Bianca and Jade as champions. Bianca's doing a lot as far as helping Jade come into her own. And whether or not they keep the titles, I won't be disappointed either way. I'm happy with whatever outcome this match provides. As long as, I also feel like Shayna and Zoe deserve a bit of a push. But in the same respect, it'd be cool to give the titles to the new team of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. It's a weird thing with these women's tag titles. I feel like they get lost in the mix of everything else going on. But like I said, whoever wins that match, I won't be disappointed. My official prediction is going to be, I'm going to say Bianca and Jade just to play it safe. Sami Zayn defending his Intercontinental Championship against Chad freaking Gable. It's gonna be a solid match. I don't see it ending any differently than the previous encounters between the two. In fact, I honestly see everything coming to a head as far as Otis and his issues with Chad. I feel like that's going to play a part in the Chad losing this match. So that's my official prediction. Sami Zayn wins via Otis. Bayley defending her WWE Women's Championship against Piper Niven for the, I already said, for the Women's Championship. Piper cut an amazing promo on Friday night. However, I think Bayley's champion. Unless Chelsea Green gets involved in this, then I don't see Piper winning. But I feel like it's going to be a decent match regardless. We got an I Quit match between our WWE Undisputed Champion, Cody Rhodes, against the phenomenal AJ Styles after AJ did like a fake retirement and didn't retire. And then he pulled a Mark Henry, which was actually really freaking fun to watch. I knew that was going to happen. There was no way AJ was just going to retire like that. But it was cool the way it was done. We got Damian Priest. Sorry, before I get into Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes is a champion. Let's talk about it. Is it just me or is he starting to fall a little stale? The fact that he's got to show up on NXT and cut a promo for his match, I don't know. And he came out at NXT to zero pop. That crowd didn't react at all for the Undisputed Champion. Granted, he's not their champion. He's WWE's champion. I mean, NXT is an extension of WWE, but you have the WWE NXT separate championship. So it was a cool little moment backstage for him with all his old AEW buddies. I'm willing to bet Tony Khan was rolling over, just all pissed off as he can be. I don't see Cody dropping the title. I think this is going to be like AJ is going to take a little bit of a vacation after the I Quit match. But here's the thing about this. I heard this came out of Michael Cole's mouth on Monday Night Raw that this I Quit match will be contested in the style of a last man standing match where you have to incapacitate your opponent so they can't make it to their feet in the count of 10. That's not an I Quit match, everybody. That's a last man standing match. An I Quit match is you got to say I quit. So I hope that we get a little bit of a clarification on that because mixing match types with different names, I'm not a fan of that. And I don't know if it's just Michael Cole botching because he botched a couple times on Monday night. He called Rey Mysterio Dragon Lee. I don't know if anybody else saw that. Clip it. But that was, I don't know how I feel about. I hope it's false. Like I said, I hope it's a botch. I hope it's an I Quit match. It should be an I Quit match because that's how it was advertised on SmackDown. But I digress. We will find out. Damian Priest is going up against Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. And if you watched Monday Night Raw, you saw in the main event was Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre to decide whether or not the Judgment Day will be barred from ringside. Regardless of them being barred from ringside, I don't think they're going to have a factor in this match. I firmly believe that CM Punk is going to be the reason Drew doesn't win, if Drew doesn't win in Glasgow. However, I feel like it would be pretty harsh and stupid to not capitalize on being in Glasgow with the champion, or not with the champion, with the contender who was red hot with the universe, red hot with the live crowds. He's over with Pat McAfee as well. I don't know if you saw Pat McAfee introduce him on Raw. But Drew deserves the title. He really does. And I think that'd be a good start to his feud with Punk, that Punk tries to interfere and Drew just shuts it down, or someone shuts it down. But I don't know. This one could go either way. Priest could retain due to CM Punk or just in general, but also Drew can win. If Drew wins, that's not a bad thing. And if Drew loses, also not a bad thing, because what comes after is going to be great for the business and great for television, great for us. That's pretty much the card for Clash at the Castle. I'm pretty excited about this one. Oh, and Logan Paul versus LA Knight, yeah, for the United States Championship. I hope that happens. And I hope he finally loses that title to somebody that deserves a title. I know everybody some months back wanted LA Knight to be undisputed champion. We all knew that wasn't going to happen against Roman Reigns, but he could become United States champion against Logan Paul. But Logan Paul's just going to keep cheating his way to a win, which, whatever. But that's that card. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Up next, we got some talking about... Also, Saturday is the 2-year anniversary of Dominic Mysterio betraying Edge and his father at Clash at the Castle. Maybe we'll get more on Dom and Liv at Clash. That story is cooking right now. I love it. I've said this before, but if this doesn't end in a ladder match between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan over custody of Dominic Mysterio, this will have all been for nothing. That's how this needs to end. That's how I want it to end. I feel like a lot of people should want it to end that way. Reminiscent of Eddie versus Ray over custody of Dom, but now he's got two mommies fighting over. Well, a mommy and someone who wants to call him daddy. That's... That story is cooking. I'm here for it. Finn Balor seems to be up to some shady business. But as far as Finn Balor goes, he's also my pick to win Money in the Bank. Hot take. He's my pick to win Money in the Bank if Drew loses to Damian Priest this Saturday. I would like to see Finn Balor turn on the Judgment Day and join up with Liv. That'd be crazy. Because if you saw on Monday Night Raw, the whole hotel card thing, Finn takes it. Finn takes the hotel key card and puts it in his pocket. But switching gears now to television. The Boys Season 4 officially premiered last night at midnight with the first 3 episodes of Season 4. I will be watching that. I don't know if I'll be doing necessarily separate reviews for that. Maybe I'll just include it a little bit in the weekly episodes like I will be doing with the show that I'm about to mention in a minute. I've always loved The Boys. The first 3 seasons were killer. But this Season 4 is coming in at 80% as opposed to the previous seasons, over 90% ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. But The Boys Season 4 premieres with 3 episodes. Season 5, we've been told, is likely to be the final season. Which, sad, but also you got to look at it like this, guys. You don't want a show to overstay its welcome on a network. Or just in general. Shows that are around for too long get stale. And the longer they're around, the more stale they get. Perfect example, I always bring this up, The Walking Dead. Went on a little too long, if you ask me. And right around the time Rick Grimes leaves the show is right around the time a lot of viewers stopped watching the show. But like the first 3 seasons of that show were perfect. If you extend the length of seasons and just have more episodes each season and have less seasons, probably work out a little better. Now, a show that to me ended perfectly, didn't overstay its welcome, ended when it was supposed to, that's Sons of Anarchy. That show had a perfect beginning, middle, and end. There wasn't a single part of that show that I ever got bored with or turned it off or skipped. And I've rewatched that show 10 times. I absolutely love Sons of Anarchy. If anybody knows anything about me, that is my show. It will forever and always be my show. But like I said, we got The Boys just premiered. If season 5 is it, let's make it a banger. Because the first few seasons have been, and to quote Sheamus in WWE, banger after banger after banger. End it with a bang. End it with a bang. Next, we got to talk about Alien Romulus. I'm excited for this. I've been waiting for, I don't know how to say it, but I've been waiting for Alien to kind of return to its horror roots. Because I don't know, but to me, the last few Alien movies haven't really focused on the fear aspect of people versus the xenomorphs or people versus facehuggers. But more or less like the sci-fi aspect, being in space, on planets, engineer people, AIs, get back to the roots of that first movie, the first 2 movies, if you will. I'm a huge Alien fan, always have been, but I'm truly, genuinely excited for Alien Romulus. The newest trailer came out and it's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Up next, the Acolyte TV show based in the Star Wars universe, 100 years before the Skywalker saga. I talked about the first 2 episodes, how they were okay. This 3rd episode just killed it for me. I'm not feeling it at all. I don't feel like we needed a 3rd episode. Story of these 2 twin girls that we already basically knew from what other characters were saying throughout the first 2 episodes. I don't feel like they were needed at all. This show has just been weird to me. It's been very odd and structured. One thing I did like was the connection to how the 2 twin girls were born and Anakin Skywalker was born. They're born the same way. No father, manipulation of the Force by these witches. Anakin's case, I believe it was Palpatine that was manipulating the midichlorians and Shmi Skywalker to have him. Witches did the same thing and had twins on this planet, and were raising them and training them to become witches. Until the Jedi intervened, heard about these girls, wanted to test them, and Osha wanted to go with them. May didn't. So May started the fire that burned everything down. Sol could only save one of them, and he saved, and everyone believed May died, and May didn't die. We did not need a whole episode about that. We already knew all that. We didn't need to see that. You could have furthered the story more with current timeline rather than an entire episode going into the past. So as of right now, I'm not particularly sold on The Acolyte. It is what it is. I'll keep watching it to give you guys something to talk about. So what a waste of a show. What a waste of an episode. I'm not sure if this is going to improve, but right now this show is an absolute dud for me. Next, The Dragon Season 2, everybody. I will be doing weekly episodes, reviewing every episode, week to week, for the next 10 weeks. It premieres this Sunday on Father's Day, with the first episode being called A Son for a Son. Remember what happened at the end of Season 1? Rhaenyra sent her son Lucerys to Storm's End to barter with the Baratheon family to try and ally them together with Rhaenyra Targaryen's squad as far as taking the throne back from the Greens, the usurpers, Aegon Targaryen, his mother, Alicent Hightower, his brother, Aemon Targaryen, who, I'm about to get into it, rides the biggest dragon in the realm, Vhagar. Vhagar, she is a game changer as far as whichever side that dragon is on has the upper hand just based on pure realistic nature, size, experience, and fights. There's the most seasoned vet as far as these dragons go, with the exception of the one that's looming, Dragonstone. Of course, I'm talking about Vermithor, who we last saw being sung to by Daemon Targaryen, Rhaenyra's uncle husband, if you will. Oh, but what I'm getting into is the last time we saw this show, we witnessed Cerys Valerian, the younger son of Rhaenyra Targaryen, at Storm's End being confronted by Aemon Targaryen, the one-eyed monster. That man is vicious, cool looking. I can't wait for what he does in Season 2. I heard it's brutal. But he's there also trying to get Baratheon on his side. And Baratheon straight up tells Lucerys, tell your mother if she wants me, she could come herself. Not send her son to do a man's work, a man's job. And then Aemon demands an eye from Lucerys, seeing Lucerys is the one who cut out his eye when they were younger. Baratheon yells at them both that you're not doing this in my hall. Make sure Lucerys gets to his dragon safely. And in the distance, you see a looming shadow of Vhagar in the storm. Lucerys and Arax fly away. So does Aemon and Vhagar, except Aemon is toying with Lucerys in the sky, just messing with him. He wants his eye. He doesn't want to kill him, he just wants to hurt him and scare him. But during this encounter, it's the younger, more inexperienced dragon who's not quite in tune to listening to his rider 100% yet, gets scared and blasts Vhagar up the side of the head with some fire. Vhagar, being the seasoned vet in the show of all the dragons, also doesn't quite listen to her rider yet, being Aemon Targaryen. And you can see in the scene Aemon telling Vhagar no. But Vhagar took it into her own hands. Lucerys flies above the clouds and out of the storm, thinks he's safe, and then Vhagar just comes out of nowhere, eats him and his dragon in one bite, and then spits him out and keeps going. And you can see the look of concern on Aemon's face, like that was not supposed to happen. But it did. And that was a wild ending to season 1, and then obviously the last thing you see is Prince Daemon Targaryen telling his wife the death of her son. And you can see it in her face. War is upon us now. The Dance of Dragons has officially begun. I am so excited for what's coming next. But right now, we are going to get into a little music. I have, of course, am talking about Falling in Reverse's new song, Jelly Roll, called All My Life. This is just, song is epic, you know? And we're going to get into it right now.
A verbo is for sharing all kinds of moments. From teeing off.
Yeah, I've been high and low, I've been sober, I've been fighting, searching for my love in all the wrong places. Word up on the streets is I got a bad reputation. Yeah, I may have true blood, but that was true love. Got a stroke of bad luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong, and I self-destruct when I'm close to love. So that won't save my soul because all my life I've fucked up and I can't deny. I do my best to get it together.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I've been up and down, I've been through hell and back. I've had my share of drama, baby, please cut me some slack. I know you want to get through to me, but I am my worst enemy. I may have true blood, but that was true love. Just talk about luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong.
I love Jelly Roll, man. The way he just came out that cell all happy. Oh, man.
Just talk about luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong. And I self-destruct when I'm close to love. Let her walk around eating up. Here we go. Because all my life I've fucked up and I can't deny. I'm doing my best to get it together.
Woo-hoo!
Told you once, I've told you a million times. I just can't live like this forever. Go.
Yeah, okay, real quick. Ronnie Radke has done it again. This guy is impressive as all hell. The fact that they're blending these genres perfectly, like, I never thought this shit would go together as smoothly as it does. But let's finish this up.
Go. And I can't deny, I'm doing my best to get it together. I told you once, I told you a million times. I just
Wow. I don't know about you guys, but I love that so much. That song is just, it's a perfect blend of metal guitar riffs, a metal artist in Ronnie Radke, and a country artist in Jelly Roll, and just blending genres I never thought would go together so perfectly. And I feel like with any other people, they wouldn't necessarily blend that perfectly. But Ronnie Radke has proven time and time again that he could do anything. I'm here for it. Guy could rap, guy could scream, guy could sing, and he could do country, apparently. Who knew? Riding in on a Pegasus? Goddamn. I'm here for it, guys. I hope we get, like, more of an album of this from him. I love it. But, I'm here for it. I am so here for it. In video game news, Gears of War E-Day was announced at the Xbox Showcase, along with Black Ops 6 being shown more. But Gears of War E-Day, first and foremost, I'm a huge Gears of War head. I'm looking forward to Emergence Day with some throwback characters that we haven't seen in a while. Black Ops 6, though, the reason I'm going to be playing this game is that it's dropping on Game Pass day one. I refuse to spend money on another Call of Duty after the last few just haven't been it for me. It was rumored to have a 309 gigabyte download, but that was confirmed to be including Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, and all the content, downloadable content from all those previous games, plus Black Ops 6. They said the actual game size will be revealed closer to release, which I believe is October or November. Also showed off was more actual gameplay for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Get to be a Shinobi assassin and two separate characters. Wait to play that game. I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I think everybody that knows me knows my favorite one was Valhalla, but that's just who I am. I love the Viking era. That was more of an RPG game than it was an Assassin's Creed game. I will give it that. I was just pretty good. Smaller, but not bad. But it looks like we're getting a nice, massive map in Shadows. And I can't wait to play it. I'm very, very, very excited for that. Other news, we got a Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake coming. I am excited for that one. I love the original back in the day. Prince of Persia isn't just another thing that plays Assassin's Creed-esque, but it has its own tone and play-wise. I haven't been much of a gamer lately. If y'all want to see me game, I did start a Twitch for SCREENSKWAD, so maybe I will start gaming on that. We don't know. Talking about some sports or fighting, Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight has been rescheduled for November 15th. Air quotes on that, because who knows if his ulcers are going to flare up again. Really hope not. It's that. Also, The Penguin premieres on Max in September. Now, if any of you remember, the show was announced a while back when Robert Pattinson's The Batman came out. Now, this is going to be a hot take. I can't wait to hear the negative and positive feedback for what I'm about to say. Pattinson's The Batman, right now, that's my favorite Batman. It channels into the more detective side of who Batman is. I will say, Robert Pattinson, as far as being a good Bruce Wayne or good Batman, he was a better Batman than he was Bruce Wayne. However, I loved his Bruce Wayne. A little too whiny, but other than that, solid. And I say this all the time, the only thing, in my opinion, again, this is all opinion-based. You guys can have yours, I can have mine. We could discuss it in the comments. The only thing that, to me, still puts The Dark Knight, Christian Bale's The Dark Knight movie, above this, is Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker. That's it. That performance alone will keep that movie in a category of its own for a very long time, if not forever. However, the Batman, we get to look at a bunch of amazing takes on characters. You got Colin Farrell's Penguin, which he's getting his own show. which I believe takes place in the aftermath of the Batman movie. I could be wrong on that. If I'm wrong, please fact check me and let me know in the comments. I will correct myself. But I believe it takes place post the Batman. Maybe not, because Gotham is kind of flooded right now. But Colin Farrell's Penguin, incredible. I loved everything about his performance as the Penguin. Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman was amazing. She's got the look, she's got the voice, she's got the movement. I hope we get more of a bat and cat relationship and story out of this world. If we ever get the sequel, which is supposed to be coming in 2025, 5 years after the first one, which is crazy to me. A sequel's taken this long to produce. Same with the writer's strikes and everything, they had to shut shit down for a while. Now that everything's up and running for a while now, I feel like we got to get something soon. If they finish this movie sooner, it'd be great, because then, who knows, maybe the release date will move up. Highly doubt it. You never know, though. But, what I got for that, like I said, the Penguin drops in September. I don't know how many episodes that's going to be yet, but I'm so looking forward to that. I hope we get a little bit more of an insight as to what he's running now. Like, if clearly he's at the head of the table of the crime family, but I want to see if he starts channeling into his more Penguin, the look, maybe the top hat, do all that, right? Seems fine. As far as a villain for the Batman 2, rumors that it's Clayface and Hush. Also heard that they're like combining those two into the same person, which I don't like that idea. I was really hoping for a Mr. Freeze type villain in the second one, because think about it. At the end of the first one, the Riddler floods Gotham with the bombs. Gotham's covered in water. What a perfect time for Mr. Freeze to show up and turn it into an ice age. They're going for a more practical style film, kind of like the Dark Knight trilogy was. It was more grounded, more earthly and real, as far as relying heavily on CGI and fake characters. I also feel like this would be a cool way to make Scarecrow a villain again, because Scarecrow was in Batman Begins. He wasn't really as big and bad as Scarecrow can be, especially if you played the Arkham games. You know what I'm talking about. Scarecrow is a force to be reckoned with. However, I don't know. There's a number of ways they can go with this. We also got Barry Keoghan's Joker jail alongside Paul Dano's Riddler. And something tells me that those two are going to break out. Like, if this trilogy ends, if this series of movies, however many it is, ends with the Riddler and Joker breaking out, I'm game. That could be something good. Realistically, though, it's going to be a while before we hear anything, and that's kind of the depressing side of it. Realistically, it is what it is. That's all I got for this week on the Screen Squad. Don't forget, Clash of the Castle this Saturday, House of the Dragon on Sunday. I will be doing weekly episodes, so please, guys, show this channel some love. Hit that subscribe button. Evan, as always, this is the Screen Squad. We will be back next week. Screen Squad. Ow!
Damn.